News24, in partnership with Adrian Stern and Mercedes-Benz, is bringing you the beautiful news. I'm joined in studio by photographer and filmmaker Adrian Stern, News24's editor-in-chief Adrian Bassan, and Mercedes-Benz's Selvin Govender. Hello.
Hello, Jen.
Hi there, Jennifer.
Hi there.
Now let's start off with the beautiful news. Adrian, this is your baby, really. Tell me about the beautiful news. What is it?
It's essentially good news, beautiful news stories, but it's more than just a written story. It's a multimedia, it's a film, it's a photo essay, it's sound, it's an immersive experience that is good news every single day at 4:14 p.m.
When you conceptualized this, what was going through your mind? What was the trigger? What made you think South Africa and Africa needs this?
We shot something with Mercedes called 21 Icons, and that was incredibly successful. But that was quite an exclusive club. So it was 63 extraordinary individuals, and the stories that we ran into every single day was the every person and what they were doing for this country, and they're the stories that we wanted to tell. 4:14 was probably the best news in living memory. It was the time Mandela was released from jail. So we chose that time to look back at the best news in living memory, but this is all about moving forward in the now, in the reality.
Now, Adrian, News24, as we know, is hosting these beautiful stories. Why? Why did we decide we want to make a site for these and share them on our platform?
Jen, as you know, bad news comes to you. Bad news is very easy to get.
I do know
and
that.
Most of the hard news we cover, unfortunately, in South Africa, is negative. It's corruption, it's crime, and we should be covering those news. I mean, it's important. That's why people come to us to see what's going on in the country. But it was like a great gift for us to say, look, there's something different here. There's something beautiful. There's inspiration. There's hope. There's people who are telling amazing stories from very poor backgrounds, from having little. And it's great to have a partner like this who brings those kind of stories in the bigger mix of things. It brings balance. You know, life is not only about negative news. It's not only about bad stories. So for us, it was a gift to have these stories on our platform.
Selvin, I can understand why Adrian and Adrian are involved in this storytelling business, but how did Mercedes get involved?
Well, Jennifer, as you know, Mercedes stands for the best or nothing. This not only comes to the products we build, but also the experiences we want to give to our fans, to our customers and prospective customers. So it's all about, and Adrian mentioned, it's all about positivity. It's all about sharing those best stories. I think it was Bishop Desmond Tutu that said, people are built for goodness. And we want to take that spirit and we also want to create that best or nothing experience for the lives of South Africans. It's also an opportunity for us to reach a whole new target audience. You know, as we move from pure automotive into electrification, into autonomous drive, into shared services, we'll be looking at new audiences. And this is an ideal way to reach them and to actually bring them into the brand.
Now, Adrian, the stories are obviously beautiful, but they're also emotional and heart-wrenching, and you really go on a journey in those very few minutes that you watch those videos and interact with the stories. Tell me about choosing them. How did you find these people with such beautiful stories?
To be honest with you, it's not that difficult. They're all around us every single day. The adversity we face here in this country and within this community, holistically, I think is quite obvious. Every single day you will drive past on your way to work and see things that you just don't see anywhere else, the good and the bad. For us, it was just about giving those people a voice, giving these people a chance to tell their story, and for those who are perhaps more fortunate or not as educated, in not a classical way, but not understanding that these things are happening all around us, and necessity is the mother of invention. So a lot of the things that are happening are positive simply because these guys don't have another choice. We need to make it work in this country. And it's not about going and watching that film and feeling sad for 2 or 3 minutes. It's going to that film and going, you know what, there's a little moment of joy on my phone, on my iPad, in front of me, and I can share that. So I really would encourage South Africans to get behind it and share it amongst themselves.
Adrian, which one of these beautiful news stories has really touched you so far?
You know, I was just telling Adrian before we started, there was this beautiful piece they did on this little boy from
Hanover Park.
Hanover Park.
I know exactly
the
what
little
you're
dancer,
talking about.
You know, who does ballet, and it just breaks through so many stereotypes, and it's sad, but it's happy. It's this kid who's just rising up and not worried about what people think or say or what boys should be doing, coming from a poor background, living his dream. That kind of story kind of gives you goosebumps, and it's nice to read that. I don't think it's unnatural to read that in the midst of breaking hard news. It gives us that balance. Life is not only about negative stories. It's about the balance. So that story for me was really great. And it's good to have a partner like this who goes out specifically with those kind of glasses on, with that film, to say, what can we tell that inspires the nation? What can we tell stories to bring people hope?